develop your imagination, to develop your focus, to develop these mental faculties in your mind. These are the things that you need to be able to create things. Your thoughts create your reality, right? But how exactly are they doing that? Is it just the thoughts? You write something on a piece of paper and then you look at that and just the thought of it is now going to create your reality? It's a little deeper than that. The subconscious mind is what runs you. So of course you got to download some shit in the subconscious mind if you want it to run you the way that you want to be ran, as in create the life that you want to create. Subconscious mind runs off of not words. You could, somebody else who speaks an entirely different language, right? Doesn't speak a language that you speak, but they can download things into their subconscious mind, right? The subconscious mind doesn't run off of any specific language. It doesn't run off of words. It's going to run off of feelings. It's going to run off of images. It's going to run off of the images that you put inside of your mind. And then within turn, you're going to experience a feeling based on those images. That is what's going to be downloaded into your subconscious. That's the language of the subconscious mind. So when you're speaking in thoughts, when you're speaking in images, and then you're speaking in feelings, then that's what the subconscious mind recognizes. So how do you feel a certain way about something when everything in your life shows you the opposite? How do you feel like a millionaire? How do you feel like you're the healthiest that you've ever been? Or how do you feel to be in a magnificent relationship when everything in your outside reality shows you the opposite of that? Well, if your thoughts create your reality and everything begins in the mind and all creation begins in the mind, then you have to start here in the mind. So the way that you feel a certain way, if the subconscious mind operates on feelings in images, you have to get the image in your mind. You have to formulate the image in your mind. You have to use your imagination. One of the things about imagination is that it's literally been eradicated out of our minds based on societal programming and, just growing up in life. They tell you to stop daydreaming, stop imagining things, right? As a kid, we had a hell of an imagination, but as we've grown to be an adult, that imagination has been beat down and out of us. You have to imagine this shit in your head. If your imagination is weak, it's like a muscle. And most of our imaginations are weak if we don't utilize them. If we don't do it, anything, it's like a muscle. You don't go to the gym every day, every other day, you put those muscles to work, they're gonna get weak. Or if you haven't even start going to the gym, your muscles are weak. Your imagination, your mental faculties are weak. And this is what you need to be able to create what you want. You need to have your mental faculties up to par. So if your imagination is weak, it's going to be hard for you to imagine that life. It's going to be hard for you to imagine everything that you want in life in great detail. But if you understand that it all begins in the mind, well then maybe you need to put some great effort into developing that mental faculty, into developing the imagination. There's a book called The Master Key System by Charles Hennell. I would recommend you pick this book up. In this book, he goes into detail as far as action plans, steps by steps that you can take to develop your imagination, to develop your focus, to develop these mental faculties in your mind. These are the things that you need to be able to create things, to be able to manifest things into your life. You have to have these mental faculties. To work this muscle out is just like practice, right? You have to continuously get into an imaginative state, get into a meditative state where you imagine who you want to be. What are you doing? Imagine this person you want to be. What do you want to do? That's the first step. You got to make a decision of who you want to do, what do you want to do, who you want to be. How do you view yourself? How do you see yourself? This person that you want to become? What does this person do? How does this person act? How does this person move? Once you make that decision, now you can go into meditation with that person and you can visualize this person. Visualize you want to be rich. Visualize how you are as a rich person. It costs nothing. You can literally go into your mind and live another reality in your mind. I made a video about Andrew Tate, and he stated that he stated that he's lived twice as long as you. He's right in a sense because he's lived an entirely different life in his mind. You have to live your life as this person you want to be in your mind before you actually live it here in reality, because all creation starts in the mind. So you have to use your imagination. You need to build up your imaginative faculties. And the only way you do that is by practice, is by repetition, as in working that muscle out, working that imaginative muscle out. Do something with me real quick. I want you to close your eyes. If you have a vehicle, I want you to think of this vehicle. If you don't have a vehicle, you probably have a PlayStation. So think of this. You ever think of your vehicle or you think of your PlayStation? Okay. What color is your vehicle? Think of that right now. Let it come to your mind. See how instantaneous that is? In the mind, in the mental and spiritual world, creation is instantaneous. We can do it just like that. Whatever color that your vehicle is, I want you to now picture it as red. If it's not red, picture it red. Instantaneous. Now picture it yellow. Instantaneous, right? Now picture it green. Instantaneous, right? That's what I mean. Creation in the mind is instantaneous. But it's that imagination. That's your imagination. You were imagining different colors of whatever your vehicle was in the mind. You can do that same thing about imagining you having more than what you have right now. But the thing is, you have to do this continuously and repetitiously until you build up the imaginative faculties in your mind, where that it feels like you're living a reality in your mind. This is what you have to do. Neville Goddard did an experiment with some people back in the day, way back then, probably before you and me was born. Definitely before I was born. I don't know how old you are. But he had people do an experiment where he had them think about climbing a ladder, but right before they fell off to sleep, thinking about climbing a ladder in their imagination. And throughout their waking hours of the day, they would say, I am not going to climb a ladder. I am not going to climb a ladder. They would write it on papers and put it throughout their home that they were not going to climb a ladder. But when they fell asleep, they were to think about climbing a ladder. Long story short, after a certain amount of days, quite a few people climbed this ladder in the physical reality. Even though they told themselves they weren't going to climb the ladder, they imagined themselves climbing the ladder, and in return, that was manifested in their physical reality. He told them you could have made $1 million the same exact way, doing the same things. And that's what you have to do, is you have to build up your imaginative faculty. On top of that, I'm probably gonna go into another video. I'll make another video about that. But if you're doing substances, anything that's taking away from the power of your mind, anything, all these distractions, man, so many distractions out here. But substances that you're putting in your mind, putting in your body, like weed, alcohol, shit, any other goddamn thing that's out there. These things that are doing psychological effects on your mind are making it harder for you. You gotta chill out. But I'm gonna make another video about that. But this is your boy Rob, man. Rob Millionaire. Enjoy this view real quick. We in beautiful San Antonio, Texas. Out in the hills, damn near in the hill country. That's downtown San Antonio in the distance that you can see. Check this view out. It's lovely, it's quiet. I love this shit. But yo, this your man Rob Millionaire, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.